Hey, what's going on, guys? Sonicsta here. Hope all is well. I recently ran a poll on my Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube asking you guys what your favorite Sonic character was. And I gave off about, I don't know, maybe 30, 40 characters on the list, and also put the other options so you can enter whatever character you wanted. And there were some surprise characters that somehow managed to make their way on this list, like Bo Coon, for example, from Sonic X, which is a character I would have never expected to see someone say as their favorite. But it just kind of shows you just how big this fan base is. There's a lot of people who love these characters, even if they aren't canon or they may only appear once or twice. There were some characters on here who, quite honestly, I just never heard of before, but there was also one character who surprised me by winning by a pretty big margin. This is the character who seemed to be the fan favorite among the 635 people at this current point in time who have voted on this poll. And again, they won by a significant margin, and it wasn't Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, going into this, I gotta be honest, I was expecting Sonic to win just because he's the main character, everyone knows him, and he's in every single game. And if not Sonic, then I expected Shadow or maybe even Tails to prevail, since those two seem to be the most popular and also most iconic among the entire fan base. But no, it was neither of the three. Now, those three, of course, did score pretty highly in terms of the poll. They are the second, third, and fourth place in this poll, but the first place goes to Cosmo the Sidarian from Sonic X. Now, I'm going to show you guys the percentages here. Cosmo had 165 votes, meaning she took 26% of the entirety of these responses here. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say I'm oblivious to the chance of there being some type of tampering involved, considering that when I asked people the following question, who did you pick and why are they your favorite, there was a lot of responses just saying Cosmo. There wasn't anything else afterwards. There's a lot of green hearts being used. It's possible that there was an individual out there who only voted for Cosmo just to hype up the poll, but who knows? It could just actually be multiple people who love this character, and I don't want to dismiss that fact because Cosmo is a character who I've seen lots of praise for, and there's been a huge desire to have her back in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, so this character still does deserve exactly what's being given to them. However, to see Cosmo basically just demolish every single character listed here, all of the 40 that were presented towards you guys, is really surprising, and even if it was tampering, it shows that there's a Cosmo fan base out there, or at least this one Cosmo fan or multiple Cosmo fans were so strong in their belief of Cosmo being the best and their favorite that they wanted to make sure that Cosmo got the respect and praise that she deserves. The interesting thing about Cosmo here is the sheer fact that not only is she only in one media of Sonic the Hedgehog that I know of, Sonic X, she's only in about one season of that, season 3 with the Meta-X, and even then she plays a huge role in it and she's the reason why Sonic and his friends prevail, but that's still really key here. Cosmo wasn't a main character in Sonic X, she was a main character in Season 3 of Sonic X. This character plays such a big role and is so important to the events of Season 3 that even if she wasn't in the entirety of this show, there's still a dedicated fan base towards her. But I digress. I want to move on to the other characters who actually got a pretty big position in this poll, and even if they didn't, there's some pretty great responses here out of the 490 that I kind of want to showcase talking about some of your favorite Sonic characters. The first one I'm going to look at here is this one. I picked Sonic, and he's been my favorite since I found the franchise at around 7 years old. I'm not very old though, so that might not be saying much. I'm barely still a minor, but something about the character has made him my favorite for years now. Maybe it's his cool demeanor, his color, blue's coincidentally my favorite color too, the way he values friendship, his humor, or maybe it's thousands of other things. I'm not sure why he's my favorite, but he's been so for years now, and he hasn't changed from that spot since. I really like this one because it kind of gets to the heart of my question. I asked you, why is this character your favorite? And this person gave a lot of different reasons of why Sonic could be his favorite, but even then, he's not really sure what the real reason is. He's just so cool. And I really respect this response. The next one I picked is because this is a character who I have so limited knowledge about, and actually this was one of the first times I've actually heard this character be mentioned in a number of years, and this is Dr. Fintivius. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. And they say, Dr. Fintivius is a brilliant character from the Archie comics with a unique design. He has interesting abilities opening up portals, using rings, and has a rivalry with Knuckles. He used to be part of the Dark Egg Legion. One of my favorite moments with him in the comics is when he and Knuckles have a showdown on Angel Island in a battle for the Master Emerald. Plus, Dr. Fentivius is responsible for Knuckles' father's death. We do not have a lot of echidnas with deep backstories, so I think this is an overlooked gem, and that I would absolutely agree with you on. The only actual canon material we have on the echidnas is what happens in Sonic Adventure with, the Echidna tribe, or the Knuckles tribe is what they're officially called. And even then, that's still not a whole lot because we only see what happens to them during the events of Chaos and Tikal and all sorts of things with the Chow as well, but we don't really understand their backstory as far as where do they come from and how is their tribe organized and who are the other members of this tribe. But here in the Archie comics, which unfortunately I have yet to read, we get to see more of that here with Dr. Fentivius, as well as I'm sure other echidnas as well. And I think that's really interesting because, as you said, we don't really have a whole lot of deep backstories outside of the echidna tribe we see in the game Sonic Adventure. So this is really cool to see, and hopefully we get to see more of it in the future. The penultimate response I'm going to read here is about Tails, and this person says, I picked Tails because ever since I was a kid, I've always found him to be quite relatable, as many other sidekick characters tend to be for me. Also, I've identified with him on a personal level since we share similar personality traits. The fact that we both struggle with bullying as well hits close to home too. And of course, I just love this character's design and abilities. He's a great reminder that I can fly high and be brave by God's grace when I set out to do things for the glory of Christ. This response hits really close to home for me as well because I feel like Tails is probably one of the more relatable characters in this entire franchise. You see, because he's a character who wasn't always the way he was. It's because of Sonic's influence that he's the Fox that we all know and love and care about. He's much stronger and braver and more confident in who he is because of what he's been through with Sonic and the adventures he's gone on. The last response I'm going to read in this video is going to be about Cosmo, and it says, despite having appeared in only Sonic X a third of the anime, she was of great importance to Tails' character development and the protection of the universe. Her character development started with being doubtful of herself, but in the end, she becomes more confident in herself and willing to sacrifice herself. There is no telling about her regard to keep her promise that she made for her friends. I so do love that radical change in her character throughout the 26 episodes. Besides, she looks cute and has quite a nice character design to her. Her species is not animal-based, more unique, that's for sure. There were a ton of other great responses that I wanted to include in this video, but I didn't want to make it too long, and also some were a bit more out of the realm of just being PG and for everyone. I wanted to leave a link down in the description below where you guys can read these responses at your own discretion and kind of see what you like about what other people have to say about their favorite Sonic characters, and maybe it'll give you insights on maybe a new favorite character that you may have. But anyway, let me know in the comment section down below who your favorite Sonic character is and why they're your favorites. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. And also while you're at it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe on the video because I would really appreciate it and it goes a super long way. Anyway, now's a great time as any to shout out my legendary channel members. Thank you all so very much for supporting me and my channel and creating the best possible content that I can create. Videos like these would not be possible without you, and I praise the Lord for y'all every single day. Thank you all so very much. If you're interested in becoming a member of my channel, there'll be a link in the description down below. But if you want to support me through other means, I have a merch store, and you guys can get all sorts of Sonicsta swag, whether it be hoodies, t-shirts, hats, you name it, we got it. The link will be in the description for that as well. But anyway, thank you all for watching. This is Sonicsta signing out. Have a super blessed day, y'all.
Why are you playing that trash?